siren to begin round 6 here at Metricon Stadium. NEAFL Northern Conference battle, the match of the round. And it is the Suns who sit 6th on the ladder, 2 wins and 3 losses against the Sharks, who sit 2nd. They're undefeated. Matt Ridley is joined with Mark Kennedy as the Suns go forward early. Jacob Gilby with the mark, and he'll pop it to the teeth of goal. Flying forward and over the line was Timmy Sumner. So we'll have a boundary throw and a good time to introduce Mark Kennedy. I'm tipping the Suns. I think they will get the 4 points on their home ground.
Well, certainly. Tough game for both sides. Both very promising as we see Southport trying to work the ball clear. That was Weymouth getting a nice handball. Looked to be taken without it there was his teammate. And we'll pick up that is Burge. And he is deep in defence for the Southport Sharks. Of course, winners over Labrador last week, while the Suns went down in the Anzac clash to the Brisbane Lions. Great mark out on the half forward line for the Gold Coast Suns. And right into the sun, and we think this one might be Sexton. Goes backwards, finds a teammate, this time in play Cameron. Cameron comes across to Osborne, out on the opposite wing, going over the top of the AFL logo. Goes wide, looking for a target, and finds him just outside 50. And this is Gilby again, couple of marks early. He's going to look to pump it inside 50 long, and he goes up towards a big target. Good punch there by Nicholas. Trying to work that, or tackled without the ball there was Mick Walter, and Southport will have the free kick 50 metres out from the Gold Coast Suns goal.
We're 90 seconds in, first quarter. Both sides are yet to score. This is McWalter. It's around the opponent and kicks it short to Callan Eddy. Eddy goes to the broadcast side. They get back in numbers, but Nichols couldn't mark, and in there is Pope. He pumps it forward for the first time today, the Sharks. That could be a free kick to the Suns, it is. And Clay Cameron will get the free kick at half back. And he'll swing it to the outer side. This is Horsley. Out wider. Jeremy Taylor, who's caught. They've got work to do, the Suns. And there is Russell. Goes to centre wing, mark taken by Hutchins.
Hutchins, deep out on the far side, far as away as he can. This is Mutu coming towards the ball and grabs it. Nice mark. He's still about 80 metres of goal. Can they bring it closer to goal? Might be easier to see. Going towards the forward 50, Nicholas for Southport. The stalwart back there, a good punch away, and we'll have a throw in some 60 metres around from the Gold Coast Suns goal.
3 minutes in, no score. Mark Kennedy joined with Matt Ridley. Push out there against Nichols. It's coming back. It will be a Southport free kick.
Big Weymouth this is.
The former Lake Wendouree Laker down in the Ballarat region. The handball goes to Burge. Almost went for the bounce, but he goes by hand to James. Towards centre wing, the attacking side. Good defence there by the Suns. It's kept in play. And the kick was smothered there. I think Tommy Daniel, was it? No, Josh Baxter's kick. And we'll have a throw in there, Mark. Smack bang centre wing. We're into the 4th minute, first quarter. And the Suns are yet to score. The Sharks are yet to score. We're all tied up, 4 minutes in.
And Nichols gets the tap out away here. Plenty of players around the pack. This is, that looked like Russell going across to his teammate there and Cameron. Cameron just indiscriminately forward and finds Kurt Nicholas. So Kurt Nicholas hands off. Here's Eddie. Just shimmies, gets around outside defensive 50, looking for big Weymouth, who takes a mark on the outer side, centre wing. Just goes over the top to James. Good running there. Now he gathers the ball. He can take it forward inside 50 for the first time for the Sharks. Push and shove was Screech, but the Gold Coast Suns work away from the ball. And here's Horsey with the mark able to play on.
Received it from Gorringe, and then he goes wider to Jack Martin. Excitement machine towards centre wing. And the kick was intended there for Sumner, but we'll see it over the line and out of bounds, attacking side of halfway.
Interesting article there by Campbell Brown. Of course, senior Suns player said that Jack Martin is as good, or will be as good, as Cyril Rioli. So massive call and massive raps on the young man.
Boundary throw in, Weymouth and Nickel. Russell provides the shepherd for Sexton to go through. The handball came from Foster and he received it back from Martin. The kick towards full forward. Outline come like a Bondi tram. Sumner was the man. Handball to Sexton. Is this the first score of round 6? It is a minor score, so the Suns have their noses in front with that minor score, thanks to Alec Sexton. 5 minutes in here, Mark, and the Suns by a point.
And here's Daniel from full back. Kicks it up, nice work, right on defensive 50, finds Eddie. Eddie goes over the top, finds Headland. Headland can play on, he does so, off half back, looking for a big target in Baxter. But chiming in there was nicely, well, I think it was Burge. Burge goes over the top, not taking a mark there that time was Mallon. Very good last week, Mallon, with about 3 goals. Just pushing the ball out of bounds there was the Suns player. They appealed for the free kick, and 40 metres around from goal, we will have the Southport side attacking. So, Headland and Pruess, neither of them got the mark away. That time was Russell, gets it by hand to a teammate who comes out wide. This is young Fraser. Fraser bumped off the ball well, and that was Thine who did the bumping and couldn't quite retain his balance, and the ball is out of bounds some 80 metres around from the Southport goal.
6 minutes in, we're yet to see a major score. The Suns lead by a point. One behind plays the Sharks. No score, so good defence from both sides. Throw in. Weymouth and Pruess. Now the umpire's seen a free kick. It'll go to the Suns. An advantage is paid as Boston got it to Sexton, who kicks it long. He's got Gilby. About 50 from goal. Tries to get away from his opponent. He's up the side, so he just goes to full forward. It's a one-on-one. No free kick. Loose footy. This could be the Suns' first goal. We might see a rush. We do. And, well, Jacob Gilby there was a little bit undecided when he was 50 out from goal there, Mark. So we'll, the Suns lead by 2 points.
And here's Daniel, again from full back to Nicholas. Nicholas goes up towards Pope, can't quite find his man. This is Sexton now, takes it and kicks it long for goal and goes to the far side. Well intercepted, played on well, took a bounce inside 50 and just couldn't quite convert. So 7 minutes gone, indirect kicking, and the Suns 3 behind, Southport yet to score.
I think they're the better side at the moment. As Mark said, 7 minutes into the first quarter, a long kick there. The Suns are still a chance. Pruess from 55 goes long. The Suns have the numbers here. Getting back, taking a nice mark with the green boots is Gorringe. No, it's Josh Hall. Thank you, Mark Kennedy. Thanks for spotting that one. So Josh Hall with the green boots. Number 46 on his back. He'll come in. He shouldn't miss this one, Mark, and he kicks a goal. So the first major of the day, Josh Hall celebrates with his teammates. 1-3-9 to no score. Gee whiz, they're 9 points up, and we're 9 minutes into the first quarter.
Well, certainly, Josh Hall just floated across the pack. Didn't look like he'd quite get there at one point in time, but the ball just seemed to hold on the air nicely and came over the top and took a good mark across in front of his teammate Sumner, who was looking like he might have had a bit of a sit there as well. So Southport yet to score. Suns really strike the first major blow of the afternoon. Metricon Stadium looking a little empty just at the moment, but I'm sure we'll fill it up tonight for the Gold Coast Suns versus Fremantle game a little later in the afternoon, or the evening even, as we have another bounce. Nichols this time gets a hit out. Coming across this time, that is Mallon. Just keeps his feet well, gets a handball across there. Intercepting that time was Neil. The ball comes forward now. Over the top was Hall again of Nicholas. Working to bring the ball to the boundary line was a Suns teammate in Forster, and we'll have another throw in 45 metres around from the Gold Coast Suns goal. 10
minutes into the first quarter, the Suns lead by 9 points. They're deep in attack yet again. Pruess and Merritt. Loose footy, James. Got the handball over the top. Daniel's there, the boundary line close, so we'll have a throw in. Right in front of Zach Callanan, so let's do it all again. 10 minutes in, first quarter, margin 9 points. The Suns lead 1-3-9. The Sharks are yet to score. Pruess Merritt read the tap, and then kicked the tumbling ball out of the defensive zone, but Nichols is there. And then a kick inside 50, Mutu couldn't quite mark. The kick came from Osborne, and now just whacking it out was Mills. But Clay Cameron has marked, he's popped it over the top. Getting his there is Mutu from 55 metres, his kick was partly smothered. Overrunning it there was Farley Smith. Now they elect to go by hand to run it out of trouble. McQualter and now Keel through the middle of Metricon.
So Keel in the centre circle there, goes forward inside 50. Working back there was his teammate. And the Suns look like they might mop it up here with the benefit of a free kick, and it was too high.
And it could be more than just the free kick too, as the umpire goes to his notebook.
Yep, so he will bring it back there. And a report of Glenn Screech, hard to get out, and the umpire wasn't hard to get out his notepad to say you are reported. Well, it looked like some high contact. So Jeremy Taylor will be the man, as the umpire says, bring it back. I ain't quite ready.
He hasn't written the numbers in yet.
Well, all this action keeps happening around him, so he says...
He's waiting for the supplementaries, 1 and 21.
And I'll put that back in my pocket now, or my sock, that notepad, and he goes. So he goes outside defensive 50 and finds shade. He is in the shade, looking for Martin. Just overshot the kick there.
Oh, good tackle.
Good tackle there by Martin. Tries to clean it up for the Suns. Working hard there. Plenty of players around the ball. This time, that is McQualter around the contest. The ball ends up with a player in Vanderwerken. And plenty of players around the ball now. I think we'll have a ball up, will we? Merritt, a tackle. The backs is in there as well. Martin's in there also. He was legged, so he will take the kick. Just outside the centre square on the wing, on the Toyota logo. He'll go back. He looked a bit ginger getting up and looking for an option as he goes to half forward. So, great fly there was Hall. Showed his athleticism quickly off to Hutchins. Hutchins kicks long for goal and a fantastic finish. Had to raise the tonsils there because that was worthy of the mark of the day there by Hall. And the Suns had their second, 2-3-15. Southport yet to score in the 13th minute of the first quarter.
Well, that is a NEAFL TV mark of the day. Well called, Mark Kennedy. So goals to Hutchins and Hall. And the Suns, they're well in control of this. 2-3-15. Their defence is fantastic. Daniel Gorringe and Shade, Clay Cameron, they're all getting a piece of the ball down back, and they're penetrating forward for the Suns. Ball back in the middle. Nichols and Merritt. Give that to Nichols over the top. Bursting through was Horsley, but he's stripped of it. John McNash goes towards full forward. Mark taken by the leading ruckman in Weymouth. And Daniel Weymouth will have a shot on goal here from about 40 metres out.
And what we saw there was better entry inside forward 50 for Southport. Their first couple of entries were very indiscriminate, not finding an appropriate target. This time, they found a good target in Weymouth going forward. Good kick.
And he'll kick from 45. It'll be the Sharks' first score of the quarter, and it is a major. As you said there, Mark, better entry inside the forward 50 to the leading full forward / ruckman, and Daniel Weymouth, he'll trot back into the middle of Metricon Stadium with a goal. And that's his first and the Sharks' first. And they trail now by 9 points. The Suns 2-3-15 to the Sharks 1 straight 6, 14 minutes in first quarter.
Well, it's a good strike back there by Southport. The Sharks, again, they looked a little flat last week. The scoreline probably doesn't reflect the toughness of the game against Labrador, who were a little bit undermanned. But again, we see the Sharks in the same sphere just this week. They lost their captain in Danny Wise during the week. As we see the ball back in the middle, here's Mutu. He works it across now, looking for a teammate in Horsley, who he finds. Goes out wide and finds, I think this might be Boston. And it is. It's a good get. Hands it off there to a teammate. Goes along. Mopping up there for Southport is Mills. Mutu's in the way for the Gold Coast Suns though. And the ball almost, and it does, runs outside the boundary line and we'll have a throw in some 65 metres around from the Gold Coast Suns goal on the outer side.
We're midway through in the first quarter. The Suns with a 9-point lead, courtesy of goals to Hall and to Hutchins. This is Burge through the middle there. Handball to Tyne, back to Burge. And now Nicholas. They go backwards to Mills. Pops it over, that's a bit risky. Tyne has to work. And here is Sumner with a kick to square things up. He's found Hutchins. He marks, he plays on from 45. It's a long shot on goal. And he's just missed. And it is a point. So 2-4-16 to 1 straight 6. Margin now 10 points.
So we have Eddie looking to bring the ball back in. He looks short, finds Nicholas. Back to Eddie. Just waxing there. Just goes short to Mills. Mills hands it off. And back to Mills again. Southport just not being able to find some clear room just at the moment. That's Mallon. Mallon to Thine. Back to Mallon. And across to Burge. Burge off to McNevin. McNevin just kicks it forward. And the Suns look like they'll take this away. It looks like Cameron off by hands. Finds the big fella in there. And that's young Foster. Foster regains it back here. Off to Horsley, into Gilby. Gilby now inside forward 50. He can aim up and he kicks truly. That's the Suns' third. And starting to show a little bit of dominance on the scoreboard, which is reflected their dominance around the contest. So 17 minutes into the first quarter, 3-4-22. Southport, 1 straight 6, 16 points to margin.
They're providing some very good forward pressure. As you said, the Sharks are finding it hard to get past halfway cleanly. So they're pushing up. The Suns defenders are pushing up and making it very hard. They're choking the run from half back for the Sharks. Umpire has the ball in hand. 16 points to the margin, 17 minutes into the first quarter. He might have to bring this one back, he does. So goals to Gilby, Hutchins and Hall in the first term for the Suns. 7 scoring shots to 1, showing the dominance that is the Suns in this first quarter. Nichols give that to him, Burge, and then McQualter handball to Pope, inside 50. The Sharks could get another one here. Big hit on McNevin, who's at the base of the pack. It spills out. Handball from Keel to Pope. They go backwards here, Mark. They'll find themselves on centre wing. Mark taken by Tommy Daniel. Attacking side of halfway, just pops it up to a 50-50. The umpire said free kick to the Suns. The Sharks player was holding, and Andrew Boston has the free kick on his defensive 50 and he goes out wide.
So the Suns just getting it back inside defensive 50 to Boston, looking to go across the field here to Gorringe. Gorringe has got a bit of space now, time to take a bounce and another. Goes short, finds a teammate. It looks like Shade. He is dead set in it as the sun comes over the top of these great stands here at Metricon Stadium. Asked to play on now. Well smothered that time was Alderson, who comes in for his first game of the year for the Sharks. And the ball runs over the line and we'll have a throw in 55 metres around from the Southport goal.
Margin 16 points, 19 minutes in first quarter. The Sharks are in attack. And we'll have another bounce. They're inside their forward 50. Joel Foster comes off for a rest. Been doing a lot of work on that outer side. I might have not quite picked him up a couple of times. Hutchins with the tackle on Merritt. Nichols sold a bit of candy and got it to Russell. Back in board. They're running into trouble and giving away the free kick there was Sexton. So Pope with the free kick here, Mark. He's 2 kicks from goal. They need a major here, the Sharks, as we head into time on in the first quarter. Nichols with the front spot. Good mark taken. And then he kicks it out wider. And they've got the numbers here as they spread. Gorringe goes inboard to Gilby. He's got some room to move in the middle of Metricon. Takes him out. Kicks it long towards Sumner. Can he use his body? He uses his pace. Can he run onto it? He does. Can he kick a goal? He can. End-to-end stuff for the Suns. They've now got 4.
Tremendous transition from defence to offence. And Sumner worked hard, firstly in a body-to-body contest, and then used his speed just to break free long enough to get the ball to boot and kick the Gold Coast Suns 4th of the afternoon. 21 minutes into this first quarter, 4-4-28. Southport, 1 straight, 6, 22 points the margin. So, benefit of 10 days rest since the Anzac Day clash in Mackay against the Brisbane Lions. And just showing a little bit of fresh legs as we see. Keel come down with the ball. Pope then just burrows it out towards Thine, who can only work it forward. In the way that time is the Gold Coast Suns was Taylor. They work it over the cross now to Mutu. Mutu just scrubs it inside. Can't quite find a target though. Here's Big Weymouth. He gets it off to Pope. Pope kicks it up towards Baxter, but in there is Big Clay Cameron. Just hits it forward this time. That's Burge. Tries to get a handball over the top under pressure, but can't do so. And the Gold Coast Suns come away with it in the middle of the ground.
Risky kick though. There could be a turnover. Cruz marks. He's a left footer. There's the blue and pink boots. Kicks it inside 50. But the defence gets back in numbers.
That's Clay Cameron.
And he kicks it to Russell on centre wing. We're 22 minutes in first quarter. 22 points the margin. Russell looked for Hutchins. Turnover. McQualter. Handball to Pope. The Grogan medalist goes towards full forward. The kick didn't have the distance on it. Now they've got to run it out. They go burrowing through. So Russell. He could have gone to Shea, but he goes backwards. And he's fine. The crab in Boston. His kick, not the best. Turnover. McNevins there. Handball to Burge. Hutchins. They're under pressure now for the probably first time in the quarter. The defence has to work it out of trouble, and they do. And they'll get it towards Joel Foster, who's marked defensive side of halfway.
So Foster goes short, finds Horsley. Thought he might go. He's got a teammate just further afield here in Fraser. Fraser just in front of the interchange gates where Gilby stands. And the umpire says to Callanan, you've gone over the mark, my friend. Let's march back 50 metres. And we will have almost looking like possibly even a shot for goal for young Fraser. So Benji Neal trying to
he did, didn't he?
Trying to get in on the action, but Fraser goes towards Taylor. Taylor looks for a target in the sun though. Mutu in there, upended. Just kick goes up and under. Coming in there is Keel. Strong body, just turns around, says I'm going to take off, and goes towards half forward, and a good contest there. Clay Cameron was out bustled. In fact, it was Osborne. Here's Osborne for the Suns. Goes across the field and finds a teammate, this time in Boston, I believe. And goes further afield. And it's going to bring it back inboard again. This time to Russell. Russell, bit of tempo footy now. Goes up the centre of the ground and finds Cameron. Cameron goes off towards Boston. Boston, this again, short chip. The ball goes inside, forward 50, up towards Sumner. Good punch by Southport. Trying to mop up here. The players, the Suns, get another one. This time it's Sexton. Just injected himself, got a nice handball and snapped round the corner. That's 5 for the Suns in this quarter.
And they're well in control. They're keeping control, the tempo of the game. And Coach Norm Dare, well, I'm not sure what he's going to do. They're missing Daniel Wise. They're missing his poise across half back. He plays that quarterback role that, you know, the commentators don't like to use that role because it's an NFL term, but that's what Daniel Wise plays, and he's very clever at it. And they're missing him today through a groin injury. Margin 28 points, 5-4-34 to 1 straight 6. We're 25 minutes into the first quarter. 9 scoring shots to 1, and the Suns lead quite comfortably as Prewis and Weymouth. Russell got a handball to Horsley. He's had a very good quarter. No mark taken there. Keel, handball to Weymouth. He's got to get it at his laces, and then he kicks it towards the forward 50. Mark taken by Screech. He's got his number in the book. After some head-high contact, he kicks towards full forward. There's a free kick. It'll go to the Sharks here, Mark. A free kick for a push.
That's Alderson. So, taken out of play. Wasn't allowed a fair run at the contest. Was tunnelled, I think is the correct term. So, he'll go back and he'll kick from about 30 metres. No angle really to speak of. Comes in, very short run up. Only just lobs it over the goal umpire's head, but he didn't have to move, and that's Southport's second. So a great relieving goal for the Southport Sharks. 26 minutes gone, 5-4-34, 2 straight goals, 12. It is 22 points to the Suns.
Well, they needed that one. They just need probably one more if they've got time. We're 26 minutes into the first quarter as the shadows lengthen over Metricon Stadium. Hope you're enjoying the action. Live streaming on NEAFL.com.au. And if you miss the action during this telecast, you can of course jump online and watch NEAFL TV during the week. A comprehensive wrap of the Northern and Eastern Conference Round 6. There's a free kick. It's going back to Burge in the middle. Kicks it out wider. Daniels there. Good work there by Mutu, but he's given away a free kick. Daniels hand pass to Eddie. Eddie kicks it towards full forward. Is this another one? Screech has marked. He's given away a free kick. He's not in the umpire's happy books today. The Suns kick it towards half back. Russell's there. He's quite speedy if the ball can sit for him, but then he's well tackled over the line and out of bounds, so we'll have a throw in here, Mark, and we're 27 minutes in, first quarter, the Suns by 22 points.
One of the great features of Burge's game last week. Some great tackling around the contest and great leg speed. As a Merritt and also Nichols decisively. In there is Keel. The Gold Coast Suns around the contest though. That's Horsley just trying to burrow it forward over the foot. There's Jack Martin over the top of it. Might have been pushed in the back there, McCanch. But great handball there by Jack Martin. The ball now goes towards Sumner. Mills for Southport. Just relieves, but only temporarily, as big Nichols.
He's been good. He's had a good quarter.
Well, he's a big unit, and he stood there nice and tall. Got the arms up and goes across towards the boundary and finds Fraser. It's on the members, goes down the line, finds Hall. Of course, that big mark. He takes off. This time he's showing his pace. Kicks it long inside forward 50. Looks like a scrubby kick this time. And James, the veteran for Southport, will mop up for the Sharks.
We're approaching quarter time. James to Eddie. 22 points the margin. The Suns well in control. That's a good kick from Eddie. He's got Wade Mills. Soaking up a bit of time. Probably a minute, if that, left in the quarter. The kick from Mills towards Weymouth. He couldn't mark. Boston's there. Well tackled by McQualter. Good work there by Nichols just to keep the ball going. Looking for a free kick there. Looked like Keel. Pope's there for the Sharks, but it's spilt out. Sexton, he's had a lively quarter. Kicks it long. Oh, big hit there on Neal, but he got up on his feet quite quickly. The Suns are still a chance. Kick towards Sumner. Got it on the bounce. He goes one way, goes the other, goes a third way. Caught high, play on. Kick at goal is across the face. That would have been something. Minor score, so 10 scoring shots to 2. Margin is 23 points. The Suns 5-5-35 to Southport 2 straight 12. 30 minutes in, Matt Ridley here, joined with Mark Kennedy.
And this is Daniel. Plays on, goes long out towards Mills. As the siren sounds for quarter time. It's been a lot of the Gold Coast Suns And it's we're seeing a little bit of argy-bargy. Headland and Sumner weren't happy with each other after that contest where Sumner had a shot on goal. I reckon word is that Sumner was a bit of the agitator there. And as players are separated, now at quarter time, as players go back to their huddle, so the Gold Coast Suns, 5-5-35, leading Southport 2 goals straight 12, a margin of 23 points at quarter time on NEAFL TV.
Second quarter about to get underway. The Sharks will kick to the right, the Suns to the left, and it is Gold Coast Suns reserves leading by 23 points at the quarter time break. It was an action-packed first quarter. We'll get Mark Kennedy's comments in a minute as Pope gets the Sharks going forward early, and they'll get a free kick here. McNevin for 2 high over the shoulder, and so from 60 he got the lead, and he rewards Alderson with a long lead from the pocket, and Alderson will get a shot on goal. We'll see what happens here.
Just opened up space beautifully there, and Alderson just made his way into that space, and a terrific kick there by McNevin as we see Alderson come in 35 metres, short little run up, but again just dinks it over the umpire's head and kicks Southport's third and his second. So Alderson, Tyrone Alderson, an inclusion this week. Unusual kicking style there. Not quite the big Dennis Lilly run-up. No, I think he plays like a spinner the way he runs in.
So margin back to 17 points, but it was an action-packed first quarter. We saw Screech get reported for head-high contact. We saw a ripping mark here in the pocket, probably the mark of the day to Josh Hall. Then we saw long goals from Sexton, Gilby and Hutchins. And then a little bit of scrimmage right there on quarter time.
Well, and certainly, I think if there is a little bit of somebody saw it, we'll have a little bit more to say on it too. But James, well wrapped up there in the chicken wing. But coming away with Martin, gets it off to Sexton, who goes long inside forward 50, going over the top there. Here's Sumner, involved in that fracas late in the game, late in the first quarter, kicks off the deck, and only managed to hit the post. So they add another minor, 5 goals 6, 36 now. So 3 goals 18 to Southport. In trouble as Daniel just works his way around that nicely and finds a teammate in Nicholas, who goes off to Cruz. Cruz goes up the middle, finds Eddie, off back to Nicholas, I think that is, or Daniel, I should say. The Southport have it on the wing now, and that's Mallon who has the mark.
So Mallon's got it. He wanted 50, but the umpire said no. The kick not the best. It was intended down there for James or Cruz, and then bursting through again is Mallon. Now McNevin, back to James on centre wing. A chiselling ball. That's mark here by Keel. Too far to score, so he puts it to the full forward. The Suns with the numbers. Shade made some room there for Tom Nichols to get back. Now the mark taken here by Fraser.
Fraser, he's been busy. This goes up the line there, outside defensive 50, and Hutchins couldn't quite take it, and it rolls over the boundary, 65 metres around from the Southport goal. Bit over 3 minutes played. Second quarter here at Metricon Stadium. Nichols and Mills. Nichols easy that time. Gold Coast. Good tackle applied by Boston on Keel, and we'll have a ball up almost on 50 metres for the Southport Sharks. So Nichols goes over the top again. Very dominant in the ruck. Being very tall there. Coming through this time is Martin. Doesn't show a lot of fear. Burge was in there also. Here's Fraser. Tapped out there by Eddie. Gets away with it. And we have a free kick here on play, and it'll go towards the Gold Coast Suns for high contact.
So Horsley will go backwards. This is Osborne. They're switching play. Cameron, who takes on Mallon. Now he's got a handball. He'll get it back. That's good work. There's not much happening up forward though. Gorringe, by hand, and they squeeze it towards Russell. So a good dividend there. Russell to Sexton. Jeremy Taylor also in the thick of things out there. Back to Russell. 4 minutes in, second quarter. Margin is 18 points. 36 plays 18. Over the boundary line and out of bounds on the outer side. And the Suns looking for their first goal of the quarter. At quarter time, the margin was 23. It's now whittled away back to 18. And we're 5 minutes into the second term.
And that was a good hand in there by Merritt to get the ball out of bounds. Here's Weymouth and Nichols. That was a better ruck contest. Here's Burge. Fleet by foot and goes on the left foot this time, but doesn't find a target. No, and he finds Taylor. Taylor on the wing, out of side, goes across to Osborne. Osborne just traverses the ground, sets it up there for Big Hall, who's already taken a massive grab. Tries to come over the top there of Thine. In there is Eddie, cops a good bump. They'll turn it over this time. The Suns with Mutu and Gilby. Well tackled, but Hutchins comes through. He just feeds one out there to Sexton. Has his kick smothered. There are plenty of players around the contest here. Will the umpire say? The umpire will say, give it to me. I'll ball it up just inside the centre square. The Gold Coast Suns attacking.
A little bit of intensity now. We saw the free kick just below us here for head-high contact, and now Sexton had a couple of kicks smothered there, so the Sharks are starting to get back into the game. This is Martin looking for a free kick, and then he was tackled over the shoulder. So we're probably 70 from goal here. Can the Suns get something? They go towards full forward, but Merritt's there, marks it and plays on, kicks it out to Pope. He's got James to assist, but Pope goes over the top McQualter just in time, and he's marked. Centre wing. Kick over the top, not the best. Pope, getting through here, Russell. He can take a bounce if he likes, runs his full measure, kicks a long one from 50, and it's a goal. Great work. Luke Russell, that's his first of the day. And the Suns with a handy goal there, 7 minutes into the second quarter. 6-6, clickety-click, 42 to 3 straight 18. Margin now 24 points.
Well, I think that goal by Russell will be vying with Hutchins for goal of the day so far. 2 fantastic goals, and Russell there just bursting through, doing it all himself, gets it just inside 50, goes long and goes truly. So great effort there by the Suns there in Luke Russell.
12 scoring shots to 3 here, Mark. That's some concerns. I feel as though that the Suns could be further ahead.
Certainly, because if the Southport Sharks had kicked 3 points instead of 3 goals, they would be further ahead. As we see Martin back in the centre of the ground. Good smother that time by Keel. Keel gets it over the top. Chasing it now is Callanan. Good shepherd there provided by Screech. Callanan goes inside forward 50. They have been accurate and taking a mark inside forward 50 this time. Might be Alderson, I think. And he will. The man with the shortest run up will just go and dink it over the goal umpire's head. That's the furthest he's kicked it all day. And that's from inside the square, but he kicks truly again for his third. And the answer for Southport comes. That's their fourth. And Alderson's third, so nearly 8 minutes gone. 6-6-42. Southport 4 straight 24. Great build-up and great shepherd there on that occasion by Screech. Just allowing Callanan to get the run of the ball, run a little bit further, drive it deep, and then Alderson just doing the rest.
Thank you very much. Mark Kennedy joined with Matt Ridley. We're 8 minutes in, second quarter. As we await the game tonight, it's the Gold Coast Suns against the Freo Dockers. You sticking around for that one, Kanga?
I will. I fancy
good.
The Gold Coast Suns
Okay,
tonight.
well, they might win back-to-back games. Horsley out of the middle. Gets it forward, running onto this.
Is Neil.
Neil, where's my sheet of paper? It's tucked behind the other sheet there, Mark. What have you done to me? Pope. Attacking side of halfway. Margin is 18 points. The Sharks trail, but you feel as though they're coming.
Free kick down the field for a hold.
So to the right of screen there, you spotted something, Mark.
Yes, certainly. Alex Sexton was just impeding Glenn Screech. And a free kick as they play on quickly, going up towards Mills. Interjecting there was Gorringe. There's Shade in amongst it. Nichols. And back to the big fella. in shade. They bring the ball outside defensive 50 this time. There's Mutu, just with 2 to beat, just tapping it up the line. Here's Sumner trying to use his pace in front of Daniel. Can't quite do so. And this time it will be Big Merritt who thumps it long back in there, but only as far as Sexton for the Gold Coast.
So Sexton, he's got a teammate in Martin. I like the look of Dylan Mutu. Good attack on the footy, good speed. Showing no fear out there, the little man. Martin goes back. This is Clay Cameron. Good possession footy here. Just control the tempo of it. Andrew Boston. And he'll go short to his teammate Harrison Fraser. So Fraser from half back. He pops it over the top. Nichols had some work to do. Good work by Keel. Shrugs the tackle. Screech wants a free kick. Ooh. One umpire said play on, and one umpire said that's a free, but once the whistle's paid, my friend, it'll have to come back, and Glenn Screech will have it. 11 minutes gone, second quarter, margin 18 points. The Suns lead by 18. Screech's kick. Oh, that's a good kick, and a good lead from Wade Mills. And Mills will have a shot on goal here, about 40 out from goal, 45-degree angle. Well, again, just open space up. And although Gold Coast Suns have had plenty of scoring shots and plenty of the ball inside forward 50, a lot of the time when Southport have actually gone forward, they have actually been able to create something. A couple of early, really indiscriminate kicks in their forward line, and since that, they've worked hard. An unlikely goal kicker. Mills' shot, and he's faded it to the right. So their first blemish of the game, 4-1-25 to 6-6-42. Margin 17 points. We approach the 12th minute. Second turn, the kick came in and it finds Fraser in the back pocket. So Fraser looks short, finds Horsley. Horsley will transfer the ball to the outer side of the ground now and finds a teammate. And this one is Farley Smith. Farley Smith goes towards Boston, still on defensive 50. Just corral, plenty of players in front of him. So just zoning off well. Decides to run off the line of the ball. Up towards Big Nichols. There with Merritt. And Merritt gives away the simplest of free kicks. Right on the centre wing on the outer side. Probably as far as we can get away from our commentary position. And he will take it. Goes long. Up towards Gilby, I think that is. So Gilby just popped over the back of Weymouth and just judged it better. He's about 75 away from goal. Nobody mans the mark, so we can go long inside forward 50, up towards Sumner. He wasn't there, though. That time flying was Farley Smith. Here's Sumner involved now, though. Well tackled this time by Southport. And that's a good holding the ball decision as the ball comes back outside to Southport, who will, that is Nicholas with the ball. Looks for an option, goes short to Keel. Margin 17 points, the Suns lead by 17. Keel's kick towards Merritt, had to work for that. 13 minutes in, second quarter. 2-1 in the second term for the Sharks, so they're getting back into it. Bit of sloppy work here though. Mallon coughed it up. Russell to Nichols, to Horsley. Just checked his run and then kicked it to the pocket. Sumner and Farley Smith see it over the line and out of bounds. So we'll have a throw in here. Mark Kennedy, all single goal kickers for the Suns. But down the other end of the ground, cracking work down forward to Tyrone Alderson for the Sharks. He has got 3 out of the 4 goals. But they trail here, Mark, by 17 points. So Hall and Mills, Hall very easily. Now to Horsley. Horsley feeds a difficult one back to Mutu. Shot at goal. Just to the near side. And registers another behind. 6-7-43 now. The Gold Coast Suns 4-1-25 as the ball's come back in and finds Big Merritt. Merritt goes wide. Out there now. That's Cruz with the long left foot. Goes over the top looking for a teammate. Here he is. Finds him. Goes inside forward 50. That is Callanan. Goes, works hard. Here's Screech, injects himself around. Could have taken a shot. Now James, well caught there by Gilby. And that's a holding the ball decision. Didn't get the hand to the other hand where the ball was. And Gilby
changed his boots, I reckon, at quarter time. He had the orange ones on. And he will take the free kick deep in defence for the Gold Coast as Clay Cameron works it hard and back to Gilby, and he'll bring it out of defence now.
So, and then he goes towards Sumner. There might be a free kick here. There it is.
Hold.
Sumner with the free. Looking for an option. Goes long. That's a good lead. Benji Neal, the number 50, who kicks it long towards Mutu. Couldn't mark. Keel did well. Now the Golden Bear, Nicholas, whose handball was a bit sloppy, and they see it over the line and out of bounds. So we'll have a throw in out there. And we're 15 minutes into the second quarter. Margin is 18 points. The Suns lead comfortably. They haven't shaken off the Sharks yet. Hutchins just bundled over Merritt there. Horsley, handball. And now a kick. Oh, loose checking here. Sexton has marked. 48 from goal. He looks to pass it off. Have a shot, my friend. You'll get the distance. Go back. He must have heard me, Mark, and he will do that. He kicked a nice goal in that first quarter. Can he extend the lead to 24 points? He'll kick from about 52, 51 metres. Ball's on its way. Goal umpire does a bit of work. He might have snuck it through. Yes, it's a goal. Sexton with his second. That's what I like to see, long goals like that. 7-7-49, plays 4-1-25, 17 minutes in second quarter. Margin now 24 points.
Well, a good long goal there by Sexton. Becomes the first multiple goal kicker for the Gold Coast Suns. Obviously 7. So, Southport need to answer again. And just remaining in touch, and as you said before, Matt, that they were finding it very hard to shake Southport, and who really have lifted their intensity in the second quarter. So 17 minutes into this second quarter, we'll see if the Sharks can fight back with a bit of bite.
How good does Metricon Stadium look there, Mark? Fantastic.
Yep, and great nick at the minute. I mean, great nick tonight. As looked to be legged there was Keel, or Mick Walter, and Southport, the Suns, I should say, come away with the ball. And this is Hutchins. Hutchins just dinks it over the top there, looking for Gilby. Just gets around, finds a teammate by hand this time, and that one is Osborne, who kicks long inside forward 50. In front spot there was Nicholas, and just cleaning up there was Vander working through a chain of handballs, ends up with Pope. Pope on the left foot now, finds Callanan on the outer side wing, who has a little bit of room to move. He kicks long up, looking for Baxter, outpointed there, but interjecting, there was Weymouth. Goes towards a centering kick there, but Horsley just comes to mop up, but very, very untidy play. Plenty of players around the contest all of a sudden there, and the umpire finds a free kick, and will go to the Gold Coast Suns against Weymouth and end up with Big Nichols.
He uses Horsley. Swing it out wider to Taylor. Right in the back pocket here at Metricon. 24 points the margin. No mark there. Osborne uses the left boot. But now we might have a turnover. McNevin couldn't quite mark. Handball from Gorringe. And then kick towards Farley Smith. Over the line and out of bounds. So we'll have a throw in there. Attacking side of halfway for the Sharks. They trail by 24 points. We're 19 minutes in. Second quarter. And now Mills and Nichols on that occasion. Oh, gee, Farley Smith came in with the backside. And Pope, he's still got the ears ringing there.
Wouldn't surprise me if that one's looked at.
Yes, I was going about to say that one, thank you. And now Pope goes towards big Daniel Weymouth. Still a little bit happening behind play. A kick from McNevin. Over the boundary line and out of bounds. On the full. It'll be a free kick from the back pocket. So the Sharks, they're trying to mount something here as we approach time on second quarter.
So Boston just kicks right across the face of goal. Finds Shade. Shade and just pops it forward. This time finds Taylor. who goes in turn by foot to Osborne. Now he's got a little bit of room to move. Outside defensive 50, he takes a bounce. Up in front of us, he kicks long up towards Sumner. Up with him, there was a good punch away by Southport. Here's Eddie over the top of the ball, trying to keep it in. There, here's Burge around the ball as well. Gilby's there, the ball's bustled over the line. And we will have a throw in, almost down in front of us here. Almost 20 minutes gone. Second quarter, 49 plays 25.
We've got a throw in. Nichols did well. Now to Sexton. Gee whiz, they've got numbers on the outer side. They've got to use them. The kick from Boston. Finds the running Clay Cameron. Back inboard to Taylor. And he goes out wider. Uses Russell. Takes a bounce. Goes to the pocket. Mark taken by Hall. So he'll have a shot on goal to kick the Suns' 8th. We did some counting at the start of that quarter, Mark Kennedy, and we found the kick held on, the kick towards Horsley. It's chopped off. I don't like that. Have a shot, you're a full forward. You get paid money to kick goals. Why is he passing it when he's inside 50? Callanan kicks it up forward. McAnash couldn't get it off the ground. Tumbling ball. We might see it over the line and out of bounds. We do. I was about to say, Mark, that the Suns are playing with 21 players out on the field, not 22.
Why?
Well, my only answer is that Jackson Allen and Liam Patrick are not playing, the two players in the selected side. Benji Neal came in, and so I'm tipping there might be 1 or 2 late changes to the seniors this afternoon.
And that's an infringement from the ruck contest that we saw there. When Big Nichols took it out of the contest, tried to play on, was impeded or grabbed, didn't dispose of it straight away, and so it is a Southport free kick. So, looks like Burge to me. Goes long towards Mills, can't quite get there. Infringing he was. There, just came from the front, and Gorringe will take this ball for the Suns. About 30 metres from the Southport goal, goes directly up the line, finds Horsley, who can play on quickly. Off to Boston. Boston makes it a go at the races here. It's McNevin, and also the boy was Fraser on there, but Southport have won the contest, and they have the ball just on their half back line. Can't quite pick up who that one is. Might be James. Goes up towards Baxter. Oh, just making a meal of it there with Pope. And getting back there to Burge. Burge to Mills. Mills back to Pope. Pope can go inside forward 50, looking for a target this time. Jack Martin is the man that got back for the Suns and takes a nice mark 40 metres out from his own, or the Southport goal.
So the kick inboard finds Boston. We're 23 minutes in. Second quarter. The Suns lead by 24. Hutchins got around his opponent pretty easy there in Alderson, and Hutchins takes a bounce, kicks it in the middle. The footy's there to be won. The Suns win it with the 2-on-1. Good work. That was Neal there, the 50. Ball still in the middle. Horsley, nonchalant, kicks it towards Gilby. He's got 2 to beat here, Mark, so the Sharks should win out. They do. Callanan and Cruz. McNevin under pressure here. Nicholas. And now Van der Werken kicks it. That's a nice kick. Finds Pope. And now releases Mills. Centre wing. Pops it over the top. He says, Eddie Mallon, run onto this, mate. He does. From 55, the lead came out. Yes, mark taken by Baxter. And that's a better build up there for the Sharks. We'll have a shot on goal. 24 minutes in second quarter.
Well, just the turnover came, and Southport were good enough on that occasion to really go to the races. And good run there by Mills, just cut the line beautifully, and being able to break through. And a good build up. Mallon also involved in that play, and here's Baxter to shoot for his first.
Haven't seen much of him yet. From 40 metres, he celebrates early, and he has kicked truly. And so that accurate kicking continues for the Sharks, and that's what's keeping them in the match. 14 scoring shots to 6. And the margin is only 3 goals. Thank you. 5-1-31 to 7-7-49. Margin 18 points. And we can get the ink. That is Baxter's first for the day.
Well, he kicked, I think, 5 last week.
Has been known to kick bags.
Yes, and was very good. So we'll be looking for a greater input in terms of both on the scoreboard and possession-wise. Hasn't been it so much today, but certainly Southport, they'll fancy themselves from here. And they haven't had that much of the play and not much of the scoring shots, but they'll be able to work their way through as we see Keel come through. And the umpire says, that's holding the ball. You've had a fair crack at it. And Jack Martin, young fellow with big raps, only able to play in the NEAFL this year, as he is only 17 going on 18, takes the free kick and goes wide and finds Sexton.
So Sexton takes a bounce, uses Hutchins, a couple of don't argues, then from 75, puts it towards Gilby, Sumner at the back, umpire says free kick.
Against Sumner.
It'll go to the Sharks. Right at full back. I think that's Alderson. Told to play on. In fact, it's Benny Headland. My apologies. Ben Headland there. Now the kick towards Callanan. 26 minutes in. Second quarter. 18 points the margin. The Suns lead. Nice work up and back by Baxter. We approach half-time. Baxter's kick towards Mills. That's good work. So the tempo starts to rise for the Sharks. They've got loose players in the middle. The kick, Callanan, the left footer. It's on its way. It's bending back. McCannash drops going back, and he'll get a free kick for a push. He wants to play on and kick the goal, but he'll have to come back and do it all again.
Questionable free kick for mine. I think both players, eyes on the contest. Boston really took advantage of the fact that he could push first to try and push his player out of the drop zone. I think he was very unlucky there, but Burge will take the kick for goal.
So the kick now, and he's slightly hooked it. Gee whiz, the goal umpire does some work, but it is a goal. And the Southport have 6 on the board. That is Burge. 6-1 through 37. So 7-7-49. The margin is just 12 points. You wouldn't have thought. 27 minutes in, second quarter, but you're dead right. Burge was out of position, running back, and with strength, Boston got rid of his opponent, and it's one of those decisions that shouldn't be paid in the game of AFL football, because you are out of position, you're not even in the contest, and just because you're running back with the flight of the footy, you get pushed in the stomach and you get a free kick. Not the way it should be. 7-7-49 to 6-1-37. Margin is 12 points.
Approaching half-time here at Metricon Stadium. NEAFL TV. Weymouth and Nichols. Nichols, fantastic hit out. Finds Martin, who did well to show great composure and hold on the ball. Sexton gets it off to Russell, who shows a clean pair of heels. Kicks it inside forward 50. Good body position, I thought, but the umpire doesn't agree. And Nicholas, will take the free kick. He goes out to Thine to James. Back in his own goal square. Kicks it over the top. Looking and not finding only finding a Suns player who kicks it inside forward 50. And we will have Farley Smith having a shot for goal. So probably somewhat a little bit of justice there for me.
Yes, I think so too,
I think it was good body position there by Hall, but penalised. But they were good enough to get the ball back. And we'll see Farley Smith shoot for goal.
Right on half-time. Farley Smith comes in from 40. It will be a score. It will be a major. And rightly so. Good on you, James. He's kicked his first for the day. Number 8 on the board for the Suns. 8-7-55 as we head into half-time. Southport 6-1-37. Welcome back to Metricon Stadium. We're about to start the third quarter of the round 6 battle between the Suns and the Sharks. And at half-time, margin 18 points. Suns 8-7 to the Sharks, 6-1. Matt Ridley here, joined with Mark Kennedy. The Suns will kick to the right and through Hutchins. They bomb it long towards Hall, and there's a mark taken. It will be Hall right in front here as we've got the lights on. He took an absolute screamer in the first quarter, Josh Hall, and he kicked the goal. Can he kick the first of the third term? He'll come in from 20 metres and make no mistake. Good start for the Suns in this third quarter. They're back out to a handy 24-point lead. And I'm joined with Mark Kennedy.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better start from the Gold Coast Suns, and a worse one for the Southport Sharks. So Norm Dare would have told his Chargers that they were well and truly in the game. And certainly Sean Hart would have said, let's put on the afterburners. And they've come out and done that within the first minute to post the first goal of this third quarter. 24 points, the margin, 9-7-61, 6-1-37.
Ball back in the middle. Nichols and Weymouth. Beautiful bounce. Ruckman go at it. Give that to Weymouth, but only as far as Horsley. Gets it towards Liam Patrick. We've got a story about him. Handball there, I think, came from Neil or maybe Foster. The kick from Sumner. It's long, it's high, and Sumner's got it. 2 goals in 90 seconds for the Suns to start this third quarter. And what a great start. Coach Sean Hart will love that. Sumner has his second.
As we talked about, Liam Patrick didn't appear in the first half, and saw him warming up there just after half time and injected, so limited game time for him, either as a result of what we think is probably an injury concern over the senior side, or some limited preparation issues. So great to have him out there. Excitement machine is Liam Patrick, and 2 goals early in the piece for the Gold Coast Suns. Ball back in the middle. Nichols out to Hutchins. Hutchins just throws that one this time. And it was Sumner getting a ball away out of the middle again, pumping it forward, but the ball will come back to the middle. And Southport will get their first chance to have an impact on this contest in the second half. And because it was kicked away quickly, we'll have 50-metre penalty, which will take Andrew McWalter, the former St Kilda Saint, within scoring range to strike back for Southport.
And they need this just to sort of steady things and to make a little bit of impact on that scoreboard. It's out to the biggest lead of the day, the 30 points. So McWalter kicked truly, and the Sharks are still well in it.
McWalter comes in on the right boot. Looks good off the boot. Does it have the legs? The goal umpire thinks so. And that's 3 goals in 3 minutes. A frantic start, on the scoreboard at least, to this third quarter. So nearly 3.5 minutes gone. 10-7, 67 the Gold Coast Suns to Southport, 7-1, 43. The margin back to 24 points.
And as you said, 3 goals in 3.5 minutes after what would seem a low-scoring half compared to what we're used to with these two sides. Only the 18 goals kicked in the first half. I suppose that's about even par. But 3 goals in 3 minutes as the crowd builds here at Metricon. Of course, the Suns are hosting the Dockers after this one. Umpire Stevens, Andrew Stevens, will have to bring this one back. He bounces the footy there like he plays the ping pong. But a very good table tennis player, Steve-O. This is Martin to Gilby. The kick towards Nichols. He's got Horsley to help. Great work and great tackle there from McWalter. Pope's in there. The Sharks are well in this. Thine was wrapped up. We'll do it all again. Margin just 24 points. There's 4 points up for grabs for the winner. Will the Sharks remain undefeated? Not at this stage.
Well, and again, Nichols dominating around the contest. This guy's been pretty good in Hutchins as well. He chips it forward, looking for a target that time. It was Gorringe. Didn't quite take the mark, but then was impacted with a push in the back. I do apologise, it's Big Farley Smith. And he will take the kick. We'll have to kick from about 45. Looking around, assessing an option, decides to go to the middle. Poor marking there by Southport. And just interjecting himself. Interjecting himself was young Fraser. So Fraser, very deliberate, Will kick from the best part of 40 metres. Comes in. Just sliced it a little, and we'll have one behind. So the first behind of the second half to the Gold Coast Suns.
Daniel brings it in. And long kick there from Cruz to Callanan. Now a bit of a one-on-one here. Mallon's given away the push, and Russell with the advantage. Handball to Gilby, over the top to the exciting machine in Martin. And he fancies his chances here, Mark, so he'll go back Jack Martin and have a shot on goal. He's yet to kick one. 68 plays 43, margin 25 points. The Suns lead. Can he extend it to 31? Jack Martin from right on 50, got under it a little bit. Cross the face of goal, still in play. Mark taken by Hall, plays on quickly, and his kick smothered. Good awareness there by the Golden Bear, Nicholas. And we'll have a throw in there, but he's an excitement machine there, Josh Hall.
And he's a great athlete, and certainly showed his prowess with the jump. As we see another throw in, that's Hall and Mills that time. They wax around, that's Martin trying to get himself in there, feeds it off to Horsley. Horsley off this time to Farley Smith. The ball was touched off the boot, and the ball goes out of bounds. Have a throw in 25 metres around from the Gold Coast Suns goal. So, still in early stages, 7.5 minutes gone. Give that one to Mills from Southport. A high tackle on play, and this will be Mutu. And Mutu, he's been good.
Yes.
As I said, a young top-up player, and has been very lively and been in around the ball a fair bit. And certainly enjoyed his experience here, and we'll go back and have a shot for goal.
You're right, the likes of Mutu, Fraser and Neil, Foster, those young lads have been very serviceable today for the Suns.
So, Mutu just leans back on it.
Oh, good on ya.
But has the accuracy and adds another. And adds himself to the score sheet as well. So, Dylan Mutu kicks the Suns 10th. So, just over 8 minutes gone in this third quarter. NEAFL TV and the Gold Coast Suns 10-8. 68 to Southport 7-1 43. Oh, I do apologise. That's the 11th goal, eh? 11-8 74 to 7-1 43. Margin. How's my maths? 31 points.
Yes, spot on. Matt Ridley here, joined with Mark Kennedy. Umpire Stevens will thump the pigskin. Up they go. Pruesses there now. Good work, good second effort. Horsley and Russell. He's got the running Gilby. Jacob Gilby from centre wing. Kicks towards Sumner, who marks in front of Benny Headland. And Sumner's looking. He goes inboard. Hutchins is marked. He's within range here. Maybe not. He'll go back from about 60 out. He wants to square it up. That's a bit risky. We might see a turnover here. Oh no, coming in and having a long shot on goal is Osborne. And Osborne has just missed it. He's pulled it to the right. Minus score. 20 scoring shots to 8. They've had 12 more scoring shots, the Suns. But the Sharks, I feel, are still in it. They're a very good team. If they can get back-to-back goals, you just never know. Margin 32 points. We're 10 minutes into the second quarter.
So this is Daniel from fullback for the Sharks. Looking for a target in Baxter.
Good
Coming
work.
over the top there was Cameron. And a good fist out of bounds will keep the Gold Coast Suns in their attacking side of halfway, 70 metres around from their goal. Ball comes in quickly. We'll give that one to Mills in front of Pruess. That one will be off to Horsley quickly. Looks good off the boots.
Oh, what a goal.
What a goal! What a terrific snap on goal. Hutchins was involved in there as well, but it was Horsley, I think, who just got his left boot and guided it beautifully through the big sticks for the Gold Coast Suns 12th. 10.5 minutes gone. Third quarter, 12-9-81. Southport 7-1-43. Absolute danger signs now. And the warning bells are ringing. 38 points the margin.
Ball back in the middle. That is a NEAFL TV goal of the day. We've been blessed by some exciting play by the Suns. Hall down forward and then Horsley in the middle and also kicking a ripper there. So Pruess and Mills on this occasion in the ruck. Russell's there. Handball to Foster. In fact, it was Benji Neal, the number 50, but they'll get a free kick here, the Suns. They'll come back to Horsley. He's had a stack of it. Short kick, puts Russell under pressure. Baxter it is that provides that pressure. Cameron left it for the running Gilby. Now back to Russell. So they're sharing the footy in the middle. And now a long kick, I think, came from Gorringe towards Sumner. He's stripped of it by Headland. Over the boundary line and out of bounds. In fact, it was Andrew Boston with that long kick from half back. So we'll have a throw in here, Mark Kennedy. The Suns 12-9 lead Southport 7-1. Margin is the biggest of today. Some warning signs for Coach Dare, as you said, as Weymouth will get a free kick. 38 points to the margin.
So Nichols gives away a free kick there. He's been very good in the ruck. His opposing number or opponent there, Weymouth, kicks it off to Baxter. Baxter looks further up the corridor here and trying to find a player in Alderson, but the ball punched over the line by Osborne, and we'll have a throw in on centre wing. 12.5 minutes gone. So Mills and Nichols. That time Mills, although he had an armful, did Mills, and Nichols will take the kick.
I think the height there just worrying Mills a little bit.
I think certainly that was a factor in feeling he had to grab. So he goes off to Russell. Russell goes backwards. Looking for a teammate and finding one. Now they come back through Hutchins. Hutchins can play on. There's plenty of room for him to give it to Russell. Russell can take a bounce through the centre circle. This time he fumbles. Cruz comes in to apply some pressure. Coming through now. This time is McCanch. Gives it off to Keel. Keel only has time to scrub it forward. That was Taylor. Works it through. Now the Gold Coast, they bring it back towards Cameron. Intercepting here is Screech. Goes on the left foot. Can he bring it back far enough? He does! Great goal, Screech. Really need to settle the ball in the Gold Coast Suns, but Southport force a turnover. Glenn Screech, the veteran, goes around the left and kicks a great and very badly needed goal for their 8th of the afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic individual effort there by Screech. He was the lone man in the forward 50 for the Sharks, not only applying the pressure but putting his body on the line. Keeping his feet was a crucial thing there, kids. Keep your feet as much as you can. And then good poise and good skill. Glenn Screech, snap it round the corner. And I remind you, Mark, that he had his number taken in the first quarter for reporting for high contact and rough play. So good work. Keep your head up high and keeps the Sharks in it here as we approach the midway stages of the third quarter.
This is Jack Martin. Just does the 360, gets around. Here's Mutu, bursts through and kicks it inside forward 50 towards Sumner and also the big fella in Hall. The ball goes over the back though, and we'll have a throw in 25 metres around from the Gold Coast Suns goal. 15
minutes in. Margin back to 32 points. Still within striking range here, the Sharks. They trail. The Suns lead by 32. They're in attack here, the Suns. Horsley again. Inboard to Hutchins. We've said that a few times. Comes back out to Foster. And now a kick on goal from Osborne. Osborne with the kick on goal, and he kicks truly. Lee Osborne with his first of the day, and that's a good answer there for the Suns. And some more breathing space, breathing room, back to 38 points.
Yeah, terrific bit of play. Around the clearances, they really have been dominant today, the Gold Coast Suns, and certainly through the ruckman, but also Hutchins, Horsley, Russell, young Martin have all been dominant around the scrimmages and the stoppages to really make an impact for the Gold Coast Suns to repeatedly take it forward into their offensive 50 and that is shown 22 scoring shots to 9. So, big margin, 38 points for the for Southport to try and make up.
5 goals to 2 in this third quarter for the Suns. Handball came from Mallon, got it to McWalter, inside 50. The Sharks, can they get another answer? They're in attack. Osborne. James with the strong tackle. Now Callanan, they're going backwards though. McCanish. Now Callanan again to James. He's got some room from 55. He pops it up. Getting in there, Alderson. From the side, Mills. Wade Mills with the grizzly beard has marked 25 out, pretty much directly in front here. And he should not miss. The acting captain today, Wade Mills. In absence of Daniel Wise, surely he has to get this. A state defender, Kenny kick, a much needed goal down forward for the Sharks. He misses to the left. That's crucial. That would have kept them within a sniff. Whatever's left in the barrel, 8-2-50, 13-9-87. Margin 37 points here, and we're midway through the third quarter.
So it's Boston. Just squeezes it round the corner, outside defensive 50, but coming in to spoil there very well was Andrew McWalter. And so allows Southport to keep it inside their forward half of the ground, 65 metres around from their goal. On this members' side of Metricon Stadium, Weymouth just does enough to allow Mallon to come in. He works it through. Now Southport screech with the ball there, off keel. Here's Mills again, trying to inject himself. Can't quite work through. Off the deck there was the goal kicker in Alderson, but the Suns managed to bring it out. And this is Hutchins with the settling mark, 35 metres out from the Southport goal. He goes, traverses the goals, goes to Boston, holds the ball up in the air, says, boys, let's settle it down. I'll kick it back to Hutchins, and then we'll have another look. He goes to Horsley, who marks now. He's got a player free in Russell. Goes over the top towards the boundary and finds that player mentioned, who can just chip it over the top once again and finds Martin off half back. So he can go over the top there and finds Clay Cameron as Matt Ridley will take over.
Thank you. Cameron. Short kick, yes. Well-weighted kick. Gilby's got it. Jacob Gilby on centre wing. So they're just controlling the tempo here as we approach time on. Hall from the side. Free kick. It's against the Suns. Martin was running into an open goal, but it has to come back, my friend. Weymouth has it on defensive 50. He looks to centre wing. Good work there over the top was Clay Cameron. And so we'll have a throw in.
Of course, Clay Cameron, the native Queenslander from the Mount Cravat Football Club, I believe, before coming to the Suns. So here's Keel. Keel gives it off to Pope. Pope back to Keel. He looks around. He's trying to get around Patrick. A fresh man wasn't able to put enough pressure on there. Overrunning it this time is McCanch. Off to Sexton for the Gold Coast this time. Off towards Mutu. Thine was in the way there and the ball runs out of play. Just on the half-forward flank for the Gold Coast Suns on the outer side of Metricon Stadium. So nearly 20 minutes gone in the third quarter and it's a 37-point lead to the Gold Coast Suns.
They're in control, but you feel as though the Sharks, if they can just get a little sniffy, a little run, 2 in a row. You never know what might happen in this lovely game that we play. This is Mutu. He's been exciting. Gets it inside 50. Over the top of Daniel. Now the running handball came from Gilby. There's still a chance here. Neal's looking. Hutchins. And now Russell. He'll find a target inside 50. No, off hands. Here's a chance. Foster. Joel Foster bounces it through for a goal. That's their 6th for the quarter, 14th for the match. And the rather large lady's getting into the commentary box. She might start singing before three-quarter time. Margin out to 43.
Well, what it does show is that how worried Southport are of Josh Hall up forward there. He drew 2 defenders who went up in the contest, and young Foster stayed down and was able to swoop on the ground ball and kick a nice easy goal. So, concentrating on the big fella there, and the little fella was there to mop it all up. Add the 11th goal kicker of the afternoon / evening for the Gold Coast Suns. As the ball, Nichols again, down to Horsley. Feeds it back, this time to Gilby. Gilby goes forward, looking for Big Hall again. Throws the big body around. It was touched off the boot. Gets around, swings it quickly, and out of bounds on the full. Thought it might have been paid a mark, but Nicholas was went through. It was actually touched off the boot as well, Hall's kick, so we'll actually have a throw in. All the players are quickly rushing to the contest, unaware. Martin ended up having to go for the ruck. Gets around to Hutchins. Hutchins around the body. Another one. A great snap. And that's Hutchins' second for the evening. Not sure. Afternoon, evening.
Twilight.
Lunch, brunch, dinner. We're all over it.
Looking forward to that, actually.
And
dinner.
all over it was Jack Hutchins, who comes from the ground for a rest because he's kicked another fantastic goal for his second.
A couple of players out here are pushing for senior selection. Hutchins, Horsley and Russell are at the top of the list here today. They're at the top of their game. Hutchins got 2, and even Alex Sexton, who was very good in the first half. We haven't seen much of him in the second half or in this third quarter, but those 3 players, Hutchins, Horsley and Russell, fantastic game so far for the Suns. Margin is 49 points.
And Pruess in the ruck for the Suns this time. And here's a contest. They might be able to work it out. No, but the Suns come clear again and trying to work it through towards Gilby. Hot in his hammer there is McWalter. Coming through is Mutu. This is off to Martin, to Pruess. They feed the ball backwards. That one was off to Neil. The ball's turned over though, goes off to Keel. Keel, the ball ends up with Weymouth. Can he swing it back far enough? Oh, to the far side. And Southport, would have been a badly needed goal. Just advance their score by 1 behind to 8-3, 51 at the 23-minute mark to the Gold Coast Suns, 15-9, 99. So 48 points the margin.
And we're 23 minutes in, third quarter. Thank you, Mark Kennedy, joined with Matt Ridley. As they bring it in, oh, it could be a turnover. McCanash got the handball and a shot on goal for the Sharks. It's a goal. A goal to the Sharks. A quick turnover, and that will be Baxter. Couldn't get the binoculars up in time. He's got 2 now. Josh Baxter's got 2. And, well, they get the margin back to 42. 7-goal margin. They need a couple before three-quarter time. We're 24 minutes in, third quarter. Baxter's got his second, and it's 15-9 plays, 9-3. The Suns are still in control here, though, Mark Kennedy.
The Southport taking advantage of a Gold Coast Suns mistake there. Just a drop ball there allowed them to pounce, and Baxter came in, worked it through. Umpire should bring this one back. Errant bounce, and he'll throw it up in the middle of the ground yet again. 24 minutes gone. Pruess in the ruck. Let's see how he goes replacing Nichols. Big jump against Mills. Gets it off again to Hutchins, to Martin. Good pressure there around the contest from Van der Werken. The ball comes out again though. That was Benji. Oh, Neil, the ball comes in though. This is Mutu again. And a good punch that time by Merritt on Farley Smith, James Farley Smith, and the ball will be out of play. 5 metres around from the goal, from the point post on the members' side of the ground.
Deep in attack here, the Suns. Margin is 42. It's an even 7 goals. Merritt under pressure. Kicks it out towards Cruz. Just in time, got the kick away, but it's coming straight back. Mark taken by Osborne. Osborne plays on, kicks it towards full forward. Hall was high, couldn't mark. The Sharks to mop up. Burge got the handball to Pope. In turn got it out to Tommy Daniel. Takes a cheeky bounce. Back to Pope. Not much up forward to kick to here. Comes inboard to McNevin. On the point of the defensive arc there. Goes out wider. I think Pope again in the thick of things. Over the top. Burge. They need a late goal here. 42 points down the Sharks. The kick might have been intended for Baxter. Over the back was Nichols. It's kept in play. Bundled forward. The race is on now. Close to the boundary. Oh, good smother. That's got to hurt. That has hurt. And over the boundary line and out of bounds. For the first time this year, the Sharks are looking at a loss. They come in undefeated, but they're missing two big guns. Cleve Hughes and Danny Wise. For the first time this year, both players are missing in the same game.
Well, certainly Ryan Salter, another big omission today. See Calinetti around the ball, bustled over.
Oh.
Osborne's there with him as well. He tries to butter up. Here's Baxter trying to inject himself. The Gold Coast Suns, they work it out there. This one might be Boston, I believe. Comes to the far side, our side of the ground, I should say, and finds Sumner. So still inside defensive 50. Just chip it around. Over the top there, Shade. Just dropped probably what he should have taken, but now just bustles it around, gives it to Cameron. Just works it back here. And off to Boston. And off to Horsley. Still haven't got outside their defensive 50. So we'll see what they can do.
Who are on these players? The Sharks need to man up. It's got to be one-on-one.
Here we go again. And just looking for an avenue forward and can't find it. This time they go over towards Hutchins. Still 30 out from goal. Over the top to Cameron. Cameron this time can release Horsley with a good handball. They finally get outside defensive 50. Horsley kicks long up the wing. Looking for a target. Thine and also Neal. Ball comes in. Here's James. Gets it from Nicholas. Goes over to Thine. Here's McNevin. Dropped what he should have taken. Injecting himself there was Taylor. Can't get away from McNevin, but squeeze a cheeky handball out to Gilby. Gilby just gets it forward, and taking a nice mark there is Joel Foster. Has time to punch it off for a short pass off to Jack Martin.
As we talked about, Jack Martin was touted by Campbell Brown as the next Cyril Rioli. That's all right, Jack. Look, you've got a bright future, but your teammates put you under the pump before you played a senior game. But that's what you want. You want a person to stick a name out there. Jack Martin, keep your eye on this player in the future.
Just signed a 5-year extension with the club and guides at home and shows why they want him. Not even eligible to play in the senior ranks yet for the Gold Coast Suns, but so confident are they, and with precision kicking and skills, an absolute gem he will be.
Not too bad, is it? You haven't played a senior game. Here you go, young fella. Here's a 5-year contract. At the age of 17, I was playing Dalesford Reserves in the snowy mountains there in Victoria, and this young man has the brightest future anyone can have here at the age of 17. Isn't that great to see?
Well, we're very close to the snowy mountains here on the Gold Coast. No snow, but plenty of sunshine and plenty of suns in there.
Work.
As Gilby, just a deft tap, finds Hutchins coming over the back there. Pruis probably could have given one away there. In there is Merritt. Pushed it out of side defensive 50, looking for Callanan. A little bit careless there was Neal. As the three-quarter time siren sounds, and it is the Gold Coast Suns holding sway. 16-9, 105, 9-3-57.
Between the Suns and the Sharks, and to begin the final term, it's a handy 48-point lead in favour of the Suns, who will kick to the left. The Sharks to the right and through McQualter, and now James. They try and muscle their way forward, but it's chopped off quickly by Fraser. A little tumbling kick. James again on knees. Handball to McNevin. Can they get clean possession? David James, handball to McQualter, who's run down in a beautiful tackle, and holding the footy was called. It'll be a free kick to the Suns at half back, and then a short kick to Hutchins.
That was Josh Hall, who's been very good Great work. The ball's ended up here with Mutu. We talked about how lively he's been throughout this game. Good kick inside forward 50, looking for Pruez. Here's Russell. Probably gives a handball he shouldn't have. This is Van der Werken, I think, or Headland. He goes over the top. The advantage was played and ends up with Burge. So Burge, look, just kicks a short one up towards Baxter, the centre half forward. Goes over the top again and just chipping it around, just trying to find a path forward. Goes up, this time trying to find Alderson. Alderson just goes to ground, well tackled that time, but just pumps the ball out there. Working through it, McCanish. Did I say that right, Riddler? But the ball's out of bounds, and it's out of bounds 70 metres around from Southport's goal. 1.5 minutes gone in this last quarter here at Metricon Stadium.
Margin still 48. Weymouth there in the ruck. Kick came from Martin. The Sharks can raffle it. Mark taken there on the outer side, and they play on quickly. Might have been Tommy Daniel, or it could be Baxter. So there's Baxter there, so Daniel it was, and over the line and out of bounds. We've got to get the binoculars up. We're in a beautiful commentary box here. We had a lovely lunch. We were well catered for here at Metricon Stadium. And we thank the caterers for having us here. Down to throw in. Anybody get some clean possession here? It's tumbled forward. Liam Patrick in the back pocket. Comes to the broadcast side. That's a nicely weighted kick. Marked by Fraser. 2 minutes in, final quarter. Margin 48. This is Taylor. Kicks it to Boston. Horsley's running for him. He ignores that. Goes back to Taylor. He's got Hutchins short for him, and he goes in that direction now, and Hutchins marks.
Still inside defensive 50. He's been called to play on now. Looks around. Goes to the far side. Very deep. He's looking out there towards Taylor, who's outside defensive 50 now. This gets a short chip forward, and this time finds a Gilby. Gilby goes long up towards Patrick with McNevin. Patrick only came on after half time and takes a good mark there. Goes inside forward 50 looking for Pruez. Couldn't quite take the mark, but a free kick against for holding, and it'll go to Ben Merritt of the Southport Sharks.
Merritt short to Burge. Side trails by 48 points. Comes out to Daniel. And he'll kick it long. How will this bounce towards the boundary line? Doesn't stay in play. Screech is just putting his hands up to say, well, where was that going, my friend? We'll have a throw in. 48 points the margin, 3.5 minutes in. Can the Sharks get some sort of comeback here? I don't think they'll win. They'll have their first loss of the year. It's all about the margin. A kick out of bounds on the full came from Fraser, and it'll be a free kick right on centre wing here for Burge.
4 minutes gone. Burge goes up towards Weymouth. Knocked out of play by Hall. Just not far off from the spot where he took a massive hanger in the first quarter. I think that'll be in the marks of the year on NEAFL TV. You see Hall again, gets his hand on the ball, can't really impact the contest. Southport come away. This time it's Pope, the Grogan medalist, around Horsley and Gilby. Just scrubs it inside forward 50, looking for Mills. The ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have another throw in, some 25 metres around from the Southport goal.
Both sides just going through the motions here in the first 5 minutes, Mark. Nobody really taking the game by the scruff of the neck and backing themselves in.
So Mills gets a decisive hit out. Fraser can't quite control it. Here's Osborne just trying to work the ball. And the ball runs out of bounds again. Over throw in. Keel says, stay out of my way there, Osborne, for a second. We'll have a throw in. Identical spot. That time Hall tries to come over the top. Here's young Martin. Martin this time to Osborne. Gets a left footer up towards centre wing. Coming over the top was Merritt. Couldn't quite take it. Here's Headland in the way. That time Sumner. Sumner gives a handball off. This was Neil. Neil puts a man under pressure. Coming out with it now is Eddie for Southport. Baxter's in the way there, just goes over the top of he and Clay Cameron and runs out of bounds 5 metres around from the Southport Sharks goal.
6 minutes in, final term, margin still 48. The big lead was set up in the third quarter when the Suns kicked 8 goals to 3. The Sharks have a chance here. Snap around the corner from Burge, he's just missed. And Jason Burge at minus score. Couldn't add to an earlier goal in the second term. So the margin back to 47. We await the kick in. I think Osborne's got the duties from fullback. And he goes short to Clay Cameron. He's looking upfield, looking for options, and he bombs it long in the Joel Hall direction. Mark taken here by Nicholas. He looks to get on with it quickly towards the pocket. They go at it again. But Mark taken by Clay Cameron. A good acquisition here for the Suns. Goes out towards Patrick. The race is on. McNevin and Patrick. And from the side, the Suns have got numbers here. Good work. Gilby. And they go out wider. Russell. Short kick back to Gilby on centre wing.
So Gilby up towards Sumner. Can't quite take it in on this occasion. And punched over the line by Southport. So, 7 minutes gone. Last quarter here at Metricon Stadium. NEAFL TV. Matt Ridley here with myself, Mark Kennedy. As we see, Southport try and come away. That was James trying to inject himself. McCanish gets an errant handball, but the Suns take over there. Almost inside their forward 50. Mopping up there, almost. Oh, yes, they do. They get out of trouble there through Merritt. Came through Headland. Awkward kick forward, but almost effective. There's Big Nichols just working it through there to Horsley. Horsley, just a handball astray. Pope to Weymouth to James. James goes over the top there. We'll find Baxter. Can he gather? He does. Gets a good handball off to Screech, who's on forward 50. Takes a couple of steps, steadies towards goal.
Oh.
And well spoiled there by Boston. And we'll have a rush behind. So good build-up as Southport add a behind to their total. 8 minutes into the last quarter.
Quick kick in, found Martin over the top to Fraser. Trying to steady the tempo here, Hutchins. Now they've got players running along the wing. Good body work there by Mutu. Almost won a free kick. So too did Foster. I like the look of Dylan Mutu. I think we'll see a fair bit of him this year. Russell, was he legged? Umpire said yes. Free kick. It'll come back to Luke Russell. Having a very good game. Went out of it a little bit in that third quarter. We're told to play on here. 2 kicks from goal, so he pops it long in the Sumner direction. He's got 4 or 5 to beat. Loose footy now. Going forward there, no free kick. And now Callanan out of defence will pump it long, but it's all the Suns here, Mark. And the mark is taken by Taylor.
So Taylor, dangerous one in the centre circle. Finds Osborne though. He's now asked to play on. Patrick just juggles it over the top now and finds Taylor. Oh, Taylor dispossessed by Burge. Burge to James. James goes over the top to Baxter. Lots of open space in front. He finds Keel with the handball. He can go over the top this time and find Alderson. 35 metres from goal. Good play from the Southport Sharks and the chance to add their 10th for the evening.
Yeah, well called too, Mark Kennedy. It was open spaces to the right of screen and Screech did well on the left boot, his non-preferred foot, and he found the leading Alderson running back with the fly to play, run into space, and you'll get it more often than not when you're 5 or 6 metres away from your opponent. So good thinking here by Tyrone Alderson.
He comes in. Does he add to his tally? He does, but only a minor score. He was searching for his 4th goal of the evening.
They've kicked 3 minors or 3 behinds to start this final term. I'm not saying they would have won the game, but had they kicked truly, the margin would have been back to 30 points with 20 minutes to go. But it's not.
So Russell goes to Cameron. Cameron finds a teammate. Can't quite pick up who that was. Back there. Might be Boston. He comes back to Russell. Just waxing lyrically here. Goes towards little Mutu, I think it was. No, it'll be Fraser. Baxter's the one that came over.
Yeah, there might be a little bit more in this.
have a 50-metre penalty. I think the fumble gave Baxter some hope, and it was a false dawn with the Suns now in the centre circle of the ground, and young Fraser taking the ball.
He lays it off to that running man that is Osborne. He's running into trouble though. Back to, well, Russell eventually, and that kick has been turned over.
Poor kick from Farley Smith there.
And now the long one towards Weymouth. They've got the free kick.
Against Clay Cameron, went up very early there.
I think we might see a little bit more, or we might hear more about that Baxter incident. You just cannot do that in this day and age. Popped over the top by Daniel. I'm not selling him out, of course, but I think we just might hear more.
As we saw, Boston punched the ball away from Burge. Very smart play. So,
Andrew throw in.
As we have a throw in, Weymouth and Nichols. Nichols over the top there. McWalter tried to squeeze one out. This is Thine for Southport. He just bustles it forward. Working it through, getting a toe in there was Hutchins on Screech. Taken down was Patrick by Screech in a little bit of frustration, I think. And Liam Patrick for the Gold Coast Suns will take the free kick.
So from half back, a pressured kick. Mark taken, and they play on quickly. The mark was, in fact, Foster, and now Hutchins. He's had a stack of it, kicks it out wider, running onto it here is Sexton. He gets possession, a kick around the corner from 45. It'll score, it will sneak in for a minor score. The first score of the quarter for the Suns, 13 minutes in yet. We are yet to see a goal kicked in this final quarter. We've been going 13 minutes. Margin is 46 points, the Suns lead.
So the kick comes in, finds Daniel. Daniel in front of Forster. So Southport is looking for a way out of defence. They do this time and find Keel. He's been serviceable, Keel, against a rampant Gold Coast Suns midfield. One of those is Russell, who stand the mark. He gets around him, does Keel, but then fumbles. And he bustles his way through, meets another one in Hutchins, who lays on a beautiful tackle. And we'll have a ball up just on the defensive end of the ground for Southport. So Hayden Keel into the side this week. 13.5 minutes gone, last quarter at Metricon Stadium.
Attacking side of halfway for the Suns. McNevin wanted a free kick. Nichols got the handball out to Gilby, who spots a leading player in Fraser. Fed the handball to Hutchins, and his flying shot on goal won't register a behind. It's in fact out of bounds on the full.
Must have swung somewhere out of our vision, because from up here it certainly looked like a behind.
A little bit of a late in-swing, like a Merv Hughes in-swinger. After it passes the bat, McNevin got a handball out, and that one will be over the line and out of bounds. And we'll have a kick here. It will be Benji Neal.
Nicholas had kicked it out of bounds on the full there. And he goes, Neal goes back, finds Osborne. Osborne traverses, just now in the centre of the ground, or centre half back I should say. Finds Shade. Shade out towards Taylor. Taylor takes what he should have taken. Might have been the light. Goes up towards, I think that's Sumner. Sumner, just at half forward, outer side of the ground. Approaching 15-minute mark of the last quarter. Just bombs long and high inside forward 50. This time there was Mills. Couldn't quite take it for Southport. Working through, out towards James comes a handball. He works his opponent off the ball and just bustles it up the line. Taylor just hits it out. Here's Eddie. Eddie just goes over the top there. In the path. Plenty of space here forward of the play. Osborne probably gets a little shove. Tried to milk a free kick but couldn't quite get it. The ball goes out of bounds on the far side. 85 metres around from the Southport goal. And we have... we're about halfway through this last quarter. 15.5 minutes gone.
Well, we still haven't seen a major score. No goal kicked in the final term, so it won't be a long term. This is McCanash. McAnash bouncing footy, no. It'll actually squeeze through for a minor score. So just a point there. So we're still yet to see a major score. We're 16 minutes in, final quarter. As the Suns bring it in at the broadcast side, under pressure here. This is Mutu. I think he's had a stellar game. He's in the best. Merritt, handball to Burge. Long kick, inside 50, Mills at the back. But at the front, taking the uncontested mark.
Shade.
He's Henry Shade.
So Shade, he gave it off to Sumner. Has been lively. Well tackled that time by Screech. Probably was unlucky not to get a handball. That's a push in the back though. And getting the ball this time will be, that looks like Pope. Pope kicks short and finds Screech, who was just filling back into Baxter's space. And the way Baxter was charging out, lucky. He certainly charged it a couple recently. He's lucky that Screech didn't cop a bit of Baxter action. So Glenn Screech kicked one for the evening, lining up for his second and the first of this last quarter. Approaching 17 minutes. Approaches. It's close, but just to the far side. And we have Southport 9-8-62. Suns 16-10, 106. 17.5 minutes gone.
Well, astonishing. 17 minutes of footy. 5 behinds to 1 behind. We're yet to see a goal kicked in. Well, it's now 18 minutes of footy.
Liam Patrick gave that one away. And then Sexton gave the 50 away. So we will have this first goal, barring calamity, of this last quarter to McNevin.
Well, the 50 minute just given away by Alex Sexton there. He thought the mark was 60 out from goal, and he's standing on the mark. The umpire's saying, come back, you're in the way. And he wasn't in the way, because the mark was back here on 50 metres, and McNevin comes in and kicks a goal as the crowd builds up here at Metricon Stadium for the game after this one, the Suns and the Dockers. And the margin now back to 38 points, so 10-8-68 to 16-10-106. And McNevin, the goal kicker there. Mark, Liam McNevin has his first for the day.
Well, fortunate to get, well, he wasn't fortunate to get the 50, but certainly fortunate that he could kick it from the line. In Southport, they've tried hard, but just certainly been undermanned compared to a rampant Suns midfield. As Matt Ridley writes comments that take my eye off the game as the umpire just comes in and says, "I'll ball it up again."
Umpires have been good today, haven't they?
They have been good. And I think that's the standard of umpiring, keeps improving here. There's Nichols, gets it away there. Sumner, quick hands, finds Horsley. Over the top there was Gilby. Interjecting there though was Burge. Goes to half forward. Screech was there. Trying to work in there was Mallon. Mallon now coughs it up. The ball comes through sets of hands. Ends up with Boston through Russell, who's been a great player. And here he is, Liam Patrick down the outer wing.
So he kicks towards the leading teammate off hands. Good work there by Merritt. Hall couldn't quite mark. Now Burge. Handball inboard to the left footer in Zach Callanan. Short to Thine. A dinky little kick. A long kick, I think, came from Pope towards full forward. Mark is taken
Baxter.
By Baxter. He's having a good final term. And he'll have a shot on goal from 45 metres out. And he kicks this one, and the margin continues to drop. It is 38, back to 32. So maybe the Suns taking the foot off the throat here in the final quarter. We're approaching, well, we're into time on now. Josh Baxter, he's got 2. Can he kick another one? He's happy with it. A couple of claps of the hands, and that's a goal. He's now got 3, and he can hold his head up high there, Mark Kennedy. Josh Baxter has 3 goals.
Certainly hasn't been a high possession rate for Baxter, but certainly when he gets his hands on it, he is dangerous around goals. And we saw last week he kicked 5, and tonight he's been able to add another 3 majors to his total. So, dangerous forward in the NEAFL competition for the Southport Sharks, who will suffer their first defeat of the 2013 season at the hands of the Gold Coast Suns. The Suns worked hard and will rightly deserve their victory tonight as we approach the 21-minute mark of this last quarter at Metricon Stadium.
Yes, they've kicked 2 goals 5 to 1 behind, so the Suns coach Sean Hart will be disappointed with the finish here. Nichols in the ruck to Martin. Now the long kick came from Andrew Boston. He says, I'll kick it over here and you lads run onto it. Handball from McNash. James. Now Burge. He's got Wade Mills to help him out there, but he goes by foot up forward to Eddie Mallon. One way, the other way. Can't get around Russell, so he goes towards McNash. He's done a stack of running. He got down there quite quickly. And he looks for an option. He goes long to Hayden Keel. No mark, off hands. And we'll see a minor score. So it adds to the 2 goals 5 they've already kicked for the quarter. They've now got 2 goals 6. Margin back to 31 points here, Kanga.
As we see Osborne bring it back in, finds Mutu. Mutu just looking up, seeing a lot of white jumpers, kicks it short inside, makes an error, but just being able to mop up there was Cameron. Cameron puts sells a man into his teammate in trouble in Boston, who now turns it over. Southport come back inside. Here's Baxter again. He takes a mark unopposed, 35 metres out, and will try to add his 4th.
And the kick came in on that occasion from Daniel Vanderwerken. I think we've missed him a couple of times in the call in this last quarter, but he's finishing off the game quite well. He's got fresh legs, spent a little bit of time on the bench. And Mark, if he kicks truly here, the margin will be back to 25 points. And that's a little bit flattering, I think, for the Sharks. I think the Suns should be winning this by 10 goals.
So Baxter, he's just pushed it wide, just to our side of the goalposts here. And Southport, 11-10-76 now. 23 minutes gone, 16-10-106 the Gold Coast Suns as they bring it back in and find a very good player for the Suns today in Josh Hall.
So Hall over the top, not the best of kicks there.
Put the mocker on him, I did. Said he was a good player, and then he said, no, don't like you, I'll kick it to the opposition.
Marked by Glenn Screech. The Sharks have kicked 2 goals 7 in this final term. Nice mark taken here by Baxter. He's already got 2, no, he's got 3 for the match. So he'll come back in to kick his 4th if he kicks truly here. 2 goals 7 to just 1 behind. They're running out the game full of legs, but they got too far back.
Not the tallest of centre forwards is Josh Baxter, but a powerfully built man who good contested mark, and he showed on that occasion he could haul in a very nice one.
So in he comes. We get a good look at this, and it's a bit of a shank, and he's missed quite clearly to the near side. So amazingly, they've kicked 2 goals 8, 10 scoring shots to 1 in the final term. 11-11-77 play, 16-10-106, margin 29 points as we approach full time. We're 25 minutes into the final quarter.
Kick comes from full back, out towards Hutchins. Just over the back there was Eddie, but he had hands in the back, so the ball will come back to a player I think is the best player on the ground today in Jack Hutchins. He goes over the top, finds a player there in Foster. So Foster just chips it. Oh, little one trying to find little Mutu. Thanks for coming, he says. As Merritt just lays the knee in the back and goes, ooh, little fella, cop that one. And the ball goes out of play. Another throw in. Nichols, being the dominant ruckman on the ground. Russell just scurries it forward. Headland mops up. Here back to Merritt. Merritt goes up, looking for Pope. Pope outsized. Here's Russell again. Just gets it, flips it over the top by hand to Patrick. Patrick in the middle of the ground, this time to Cameron. Cameron approaching the centre circle. He just chips it. Looked like it went off the side of the boot there. He finds number 60 in Fraser. Fraser goes back to Cameron. Underground. I don't know why, but Cameron goes towards the target, and chopping it off there was Headland.
Headland at fullback. 26 gone, final quarter. Risky kick. Just pays off. In fact, it'll be 50 metres against Sumner. But nice work there. Just picks up the opponent.
Angry early. He's being a gentleman now.
That's a short 50-metre penalty. Oh, no, maybe he's right. Tommy Daniel. Kick to Pope. Margin 29 points. We're deep into the fourth quarter. Daniel just in time got his kick away. And Screech couldn't quite mark it. The Suns getting back. Horsley. Kick towards Osborne. And Aussie kicks it short towards Taylor.
So Taylor, just inside defensive 50 still. I think he's got a bit of cramp there. Yes, he has. But managed to get the kick away. Just slipping over there at the wrong time there was Hutchins. Coming over there through with Sexton. Towing it forward. Illegally, it turns out, was Nicholas. And here's Mutu. Wouldn't mind a possession count on Mutu. He's done very well as a top-up player. Called a play on now. Gets around. Shows some good poise. Kicks towards the centre of the ground. Just works it under there was Mallon. Just does well. Thine has his kick smothered. Eddie's trying to inject himself there. Here's Liam Patrick, just come on through. I'll take it away, he says. And he gives it away to Gilby in the centre of the ground, who gives it back to Patrick. Patrick works through as the final siren goes, which sees the Gold Coast Suns run out winners 16-10, 106. Southport 11-11, 77. That is a 29-point margin to the favour of the Gold Coast Suns, and a justified and well-deserved win.
Well, the only concern is the fact that they kicked one behind only in the final quarter there, Mark. They led by 48 points at the three-quarter time break, but one behind to 2 goals 8. The Sharks missing an opportunity. Not sure they would have won the game, but they definitely could have brought the margin back a lot closer. But well umpired and a good standard of footy out there today. We saw some big marks, some long goals, and one of the highlights, of course, was in that first quarter when Josh Hall took an absolute screamer right in front of us here. And 12 or 13 individual goal kickers, I'll let you add them up. For the Sharks, Baxter got 3, so too did Alderson, and then 1 each to McNevin, Burge, McQualter, Weymouth and Screech. But they just didn't quite have the numbers, they didn't quite have the cleanliness that the Suns had, especially up till half-time. They are missing Daniel Wise and Cleve Hughes. While for the Suns,
the goal kickers, 2 each to Alex Sexton, Jack Hutchins, Timmy Sumner and Josh Hall, while singles to Luke Russell, Jacob Gilby, Jack Martin, Lee Osborne, Kyle Horsley, James Farley-Smith, Joel Foster, Dylan Mutu. The best man on the ground for mine was Jack Hutchins for the Gold Coast Suns, with plenty of other good players in amongst that emerging group of players.
Thank you very much to Mark Kennedy, Dean Davis Productions on the camera, and yours truly, Matt Ridley. We'll wrap things up. In the end, it was an 8-3 third quarter that set up this big victory for the Suns. The Southport Sharks, for the first time this year, they go away with a loss, but they'll still sit second on the ladder. We'll wind things up here. The Suns, 16-10, 106. They won the match by 29 points over the Sharks, 11-11, 77. From Metricon Stadium, we bid you farewell.